Hello, everybody. So we're going to continue with part two of lesson 4.3. We're on page 95 of the sixth grade Go Math textbook. So let's go ahead and start with number 10. So Jeremy has 4.5 cups of iced tea. He wants to divide the tea into 3/4 cup servings. Use the model to find the number of servings he can make. So 4.5 cups, and he's going to divide them into 3/4 cup servings. So we see 1 hole, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. But he doesn't have 5, right? He has 4.5. So we know we're going to stop there. We've divided each of the holes into 4/4. And so we're going to count the number of 3/4. So if we group them by 3/4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 servings that are 3/4. All right. So number 11, a ribbon is 3 2/3 yards long. May needs to cut the ribbon into pieces that are 2/3 yard long. Use the model to find the number of pieces that are 2/3 long that she can cut. Use the model to find the number of such pieces she can cut. How much ribbon will be left after she cuts these pieces? All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, but we know that she actually only has 3 2/3. Right? 3 2/3 yards long. She's going to cut the ribbon into 2/3 yard pieces. So we can circle 2/3, 2/3, 2/3, 2/3, 2/3. So we don't have another set of 2/3. We have a 1/3 left over, right? So how many can she make? She can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And how much ribbon will be left after she cuts these pieces? Well, this part is left, so 1/3 yard is left. Okay, Dow has 2 3/8 pound of hamburger. He's making a 1/4 pound hamburger. Does Dow have enough to make 10 hamburgers? And explain. All right, well, we have 2 3/8 divided by 1/4 pound. And we're going to find out how many that serves. So 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 more is 19. So he has 19/8 pounds of hamburger divided by 1/4. That's the same as taking 19/8 and multiplying by the reciprocal of 1/4. 4 is a common factor for 4 and 8, divided by 4. So 19 divided by 2. We'd wind up with 9.5 hamburgers. No, he doesn't have enough to make 10. Okay. 13, Zoe made 5.5 cups of trail mix for a camping trip. She wants to divide the trail mix into 3/4 cup servings. Okay, so 10 people are going on the camping trip. Can Zoe make enough 3/4 cup servings so that each person on the trip has one serving? Let's see. 5.5 divided by 3/4 will tell us how many she can make. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. So 11 halves divided by 3/4, which is the same as 11 halves times 4/3. I can reduce 2 and 4 by dividing by 2. So we get 22/3. So she can make 7 1/3. No, she can't. Okay, she only has enough for 7 full servings. We came up with 7 1/3 servings. B, what size would the servings need to be for everyone to have a serving? Well, there's 10 people, right? And she has 5.5 cups. So we can figure that out by saying 5.5 divide by 10. So that would be 11 halves divide by 10 over 1, which is the same as 11 halves times 1/10. So 11 20ths cups per serving. Okay, all we did was take the total that she made, divide by the number of people that are going, which is 10, and they would have to each get 11 20ths of a cup. All right, well, what if she decides to use the 3/4 cup servings? How much more trail mix will she need? All right, so if we go 10 times 3/4, that's going to tell us how much each person, how much total she would need. So we have 10 over 1 times 3/4. So that would be 30/4. Well, let's divide that over here. And we'd have 7 2/4, which is the same as 7.5. So she needs 7.5 total. She has 5.5. So 7.5 minus 5.5. She's going to need 2 more cups. Okay, so what did I do here? There was 10 people going. If they each get 3/4 cup of trail mix, she's going to need 30/4 cups of trail mix, which is the same as saying 7.5 cups. So she made 5.5, so she's going to need 2 more cups of trail mix. Okay, 14. The area of a rectangular picture frame is 30 1/3 square inches, and the length of the frame is 6.5 inches. Find the width. Well, if you take the area and divide by one of the dimensions, you'll get the other dimension. 3 times 30 is 90 plus the extra 1/3, so 91/3 divided by 6 times 2 is 12 plus the extra 1/2 is 13 halves. So we can take 91/3 and multiply by the reciprocal of 13 halves. Okay, 2 and 3 we can't simplify any further, but 13 is a factor of 91. If I multiply 7 and 13 together, I get 91. So we have 14/3 inches, which is the same as 4 2/3 inches. All right, let's go on to page 96. Number 15. The area of a rectangular mirror is 11 and 11 square feet. The width of the mirror is 2 3/4 feet. If there's a 5-foot tall space on the wall to hang the mirror, will it fit? So let's take 11 and 11/16 square feet, divide by 2 3/4. So basically, if our answer comes out to be greater than 5, it should fit. Well, if I got rid of the fraction parts, 11 divided by 2, that's 5.5. So I'm going to say yes, it's going to be enough, but let's go ahead and prove it. 16 times 11 is 176 sixteenths. I'm sorry, not 176. We have to add 11. 16 times 11 is 176. Plus the extra 11 sixteenths is 187 sixteenths. Divide by 2 times 4 is 8. Plus the extra 3/4 is 11 fourths. So 187 sixths times 4 elevenths. I can reduce 4 and 6 by dividing by 2. I can reduce 11 and 187 by dividing by 11. And 11 times 17 is 187. 2 times 17 is 34 thirds. I just noticed a mistake though. I don't know why I dropped off the 10 here. Let's go back. All right, so 4 and 16 I can reduce by 4. So divide 16 by 4 is 4. So I actually have 17 divided by 4. 17 divided by 4 would leave me 4 and 1/4 foot. So yeah, it's going to fit. Okay, 4 1/4 feet is less than 5 feet. 16. Ramon has a rope that is 25.5 feet long. He wants to cut it into 6 pieces that are an equal length. How long will each piece be? All right, so we have 25.5 divided by 6. Okay, well, 2 times 25 is 50, plus the extra 1/2, 51 halves, divide by 6/1. Multiply by the reciprocal of 6/1, or by the reciprocal of 6, and we get 51 twelfths. So we come up with 4 and 3/12, but 3/12 can be reduced by dividing by 3, so we get 4 and 1/4. Each piece will be 4 and 1/4 feet long. 17. Eleanor and Max used 2 rectangular wooden boards to make a set for the school play. One board was 6 feet long. The other was 5.5 feet long. The 2 boards had equal widths. The total area of the set was 60 and 3/8 square feet. What was the width? Okay, so they gave us the length, right? So 6 plus 5.5, that's 11.5. So we're going to take the 60 and 3/8 and divide by 11.5 feet. 8 times 60 is 480, plus the extra 3/8 is 483/8, divided by 23 halves. Okay, so we're going to take 483/8 and multiply by the reciprocal of 23 halves. Okay. 2 is a common factor of 2 and 8. 23 into 483. We're going to get lucky. Yes, 21 times. So we get 21 fourths. And 21 fourths is the same as 5 and 1/4. So 5 and 1/4 feet wide. All right, 18. Micah divided 11 and 2/3 by 2 and 5/6 and got 4 and 2/17 for an answer. Does his answer seem reasonable? Then explain your thinking. Then check Micah's answer. Okay, so let's see. 11 by 2, or 12 by 3 is about 36. And 36. Let me back up. I saw this by and thought, it was just multiply. No, he divided that by 2 and 5/6. So 12 divided by 3 should get an answer of about 4. Well, 4 and 2/17 is close, so yes. All right. So if we estimated we get 12 divided by 3, which is 4, and 4 is close to 4 and 2/7. All right, so now we're gonna check his answer. So we're gonna take his quotient, 4 and 2/17, and we're gonna multiply by the divisor, 2 and 5/6. And we should get 11 and 2/3. So let's see, 4 times 17 is 68 plus 2 extra 2/17 is 70 17ths times 17/6. So 2 times 6 is 12 plus extra 5/6, 17/6. Well, the 17s can be reduced, and 2 is a factor of 70. So 70 divided by 2 is 35. So we're left with 35 thirds. Okay, so 35 thirds divided by 3. We'd get 11 and 2/3. So his answer is right. Okay. All right, 19. To divide 14 and 2/3 by 2 and 3/4, Eric multiplied 4 and 2/3 times 4/3. Explain Eric's error. Okay, well, he did use the reciprocal of 3/4, but he didn't multiply by 2 first. So he shouldn't be using 4/3. He should be using 4/11. So he needs to turn it into a fraction greater than 1 first. Okay, so he didn't turn 2 and 3/4 into a fraction greater than 1. If he had, he would have gotten 11/4. And so then to multiply by the reciprocal, it would have been 4/11 times 14 and 2/3. And number 20. Explain how you can find the missing number in 3 and 4/5 divided by 2 and 5/7. Well, we can think of this as like an area question, right? If this is our area, and this is one of the lengths, no, I'm sorry. If this is the area, and this is one of the lengths, then if we take this and divide by this, it should give us the missing number. So So again, the missing number and the quotient are factors of the dividend. So if we divide 3 4/5 by 2 5/7, we'll get the missing number. So let's do that. Okay, so we have 19/5 divided by 19/7. So 19/5 times the reciprocal of 19/7. Simplify the 19 by dividing by 19. So we're left with 7/5. And 7 divided by 5 is 1 2/5. Okay. All right, so that's it for lesson 4.3. So until our next time, I will see you soon.